Good evening, race fans, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are around the place. We are back once again, a ever so slightly delayed broadcast this evening, brought to you by Simple Racing Broadcast. This is, of course, the MC Motorsport GT3 Championship Round 5 at Daytona International Speedway. We are here under lights for the first night race that these GT3 drivers have faced. And, of course, the lights are on, but we've got to find out if anyone's home, Biggles. Welcome back to the booth, my friend.
Yeah, it's time to step out of the shadows and into the spotlight, of course, of Daytona. And that's an absolutely fantastic super speedway. But, of course, this evening they'll be going inside the super speedway for the road course.
That they will. We've been working on our night racing puns all week, haven't we, mate? Like, it's you got to have good puns.
I think
you got to have good puns.
Let's go. Here we go.
I'm pretty stoked. Yeah, absolutely. We've got some drivers in chat tonight. Yeah, absolutely, we do. Let's talk a little bit about the race for this evening, Daytona International Speedway. The road course takes it off the oval, which is always nice to see. You know, nothing wrong with turning left over and over again. I know we've got some fans of that in amongst the driver crew, but a little bit of variety never hurts. The bus stop, of course, one of my favourites on this track, and I'm certainly looking forward to seeing what eventuates there tonight. Beautiful weather, a little bit of humidity in there, but pretty dry overall. Fantastic conditions in terms of temperature. We, of course, have open qualifying coming up very, very soon, and then two races tonight, our 20-minute sprint and, of course, our 40-minute feature race with the reverse top 10 right behind it. Mate, we are looking good. We are looking good for tonight. I'm really interested to see this under lights. We've not covered any night racing before.
No.
So I'm hoping that we manage to catch a little bit of everything. But let's just take a moment and have a look at where the championship stands right now before the drivers do get into it. Because it's shaping up at this point in the season as a pretty exciting battle. Our top 18 on screen for you right now. Jeremy Washington leading the way, and that's, look, it's not super surprising, is it, from what we've seen of him so far? No,
he's got a little bit of a commanding lead, but not completely over Dan the Man and Liam, as you can see, for 331 points. And then it gets a little close, doesn't it? Reese Rayfield, Mitch Curry, and Joshua Drek, they're all pretty close there. Then you get into the 400 clubs of a lot of drivers.
And plenty
until
of 400
you get down to
clubs
10.
in there as well.
Yes.
Yeah, the top 10, top 11, all over 400 points. 200 points on offer each evening, and you know, there's still a bit of room to move there. But some familiar faces up front in the standings before we hit the track this evening here at Daytona. So, you know, something to keep an eye on. I think that battle between Washington and Danny P, always a good one to look out for. We've seen a few other random names sort of popping their heads up from time to time. Ryan Palmer, always surprising to see him in the top 10, but good to see. He does have some skills behind the wheel if it's the right car. We've got a bunch of drivers joining us. We've got Jeremy in the chat this evening. Of course, Loudest Howard outed himself last time around. Mitch Curry not realising that we're actually live this evening instead of a pre-recorded. So something a little bit different for you, Mitch. I hope you enjoy it. We're watching this back with us tonight, and I'm looking forward to checking it all out as we wait for the drivers to just finish up with practice and get ready to jump into open qualifying.
Yeah, what's also amazing, mate, is that you see those little all the little blinking lights at the moment that are on the track at the moment. You can see the cars and the headlights just cruising all the way around there. So, yes, exactly.
I don't know what's happened with our
oh, yes,
championship
that's
display.
happened before, my friend. We just have to do a little bit of a reload on the software. It does that.
Let's give it a reload. That's an interesting one, isn't it?
To let you know, don't leave the scoring.
Don't leave it open before you
when it changes sessions. Yeah,
noted. Noted. It's that's an interesting one. I'll keep an eye on that as we get used to this new software. But it's certainly bringing a whole different flavour to our screens here. I'm starting to get used to it. Starting to enjoy it. We see the drivers heading out onto open qualifying now. We're just waiting on this software doing a bit of a reload for us.
Yeah, reload it in both the OBS and the software, and it should sort itself out. You can see the little headlights out there. That's the little cars that are going to go around the little track.
Look at them go. It's a cute view from up here.
It is,
but we'll get down and check.
It's like you're in a plane, doesn't it? Looking at all the
moment.
cars on the highway when you're flying over cities, of course, and we're going to be flying over here in Daytona.
Yeah, and it's a nice track. honestly. It's well maintained, of course. The NASCAR championships, of course, deserve no less than the very best. Here we go. I think we're good. I think we're back. Slight hiccups as always, but it keeps us on our toes. Let's take a look and see what we can see in terms of qualifying tonight as our drivers make their way around. Now, we're going to have to keep a very close eye on just a few of these drivers in particular as we get through qualifying. But first drivers out there looking to set a time. Let's go down and let's take a look at Liam Jensen and see how he's going as he makes his way around. So these guys will just be heading out on their first hot lap, really. Mitch just adjusting to colour TV for the first time by the look of things, and that's not surprising for these rural viewers. It's a bit rough out there, I know, but we're out and about Daytona. Doesn't this look amazing under lights?
Had to unplug his dial-up from and his computer and plug it into the computer and dial up. Yeah, it does. And some of these drivers may very much be familiar with this format, of course, because iRacing does a special event here, an endurance race. So some of these drivers get to know every one of those corners back to front and front to back after you do so many laps of it. And of course, sometimes there's different classes of that, and you'll have to worry about the GT3s and the hypercars and all that sort of jazz, but not in this case. We're all going to be the same. Of course, the only different thing is that we're going to have Ferraris and McLarens, Porsches, and the likes of the rest of them. Lamborghinis?
No, not many Lamborghinis. They're not a fan favourite after all. But I can understand
BMW.
that.
Yeah, one Beamer.
Let's
few Fords,
keep a close eye here. Jackson Starrett is on a flyer so far, on his first lap out, but holding 3 of the 5 sectors as he makes his way around to finish this first lap. So he's in line for a pretty good opening to qualifying. Plenty of time to go though. It's open qualifying and it's not limited by laps. It's a 10-minute qualifying session, so plenty of time for people to keep trying to, just punch in the laps and see what we can pull out of it.
He just punched in at 144. Quickest lap so far. Liam's put a lap time in. Joshua Ventrak, Jeremy Washington, championship leader. Yeah, actually pretty good for your first lap to get that one on the dial, and now he's going to hopefully go a bit quicker.
For the first time starting to roll through, these guys all get quicker and quicker as they get a bit of heat in the tyres, but as a starting point, we're riding here with Jackson Starrett, and yeah, not a bad start. We can see the drivers trying through. Scott Stevens picks up a purple sector in amongst it, so he's got some pace. Jeremy Washington, unfortunately not so good in sector 2, but let's go and have a look and see how he's doing on his run around. It's actually not far behind Jackson Starrett. Can we ride on board? Yeah. Can we ride on board? I mean, yeah, we can. Of course we can. Let's jump in. This is Jeremy Washington, our current championship leader, on his way around. And I'll tell you what, the view out of this thing is a little restricted, isn't it? I don't know about this Corvette.
Yeah, you're riding like in the back seat, mate, with him. Just looking at the driver.
Not allowed to ride shotgun, after all. There are rules that go along with that, and I'm not up for it.
It's all the energy. It's all the equipment that's there in the seat, mate. There's no space for you. You're going to sit in the back as Jeremy slices his way through. That's the obviously you're coming off the actual Roval track there. You get back onto the Roval track now. Banking elevation quite high here in Daytona. If you've done some oval racing, of course, and it's just continuously going, then you go past the start-finish line, do another lap, and this is sort of time.
He's quick, but I don't think it's going to be quick enough. His best at 144.6, so a little bit slower than his best time. That time around 145.285. So a bit of work for him to do.
True out there. Is that Goose is from Top Gun? Not it Rooster, is. Of course, because the Rooster is the son of Goose in the new Top Gun Maverick, but. Goose, eject, press the ejection. I can't reach the ejection, Goose. You shake my love and you're out of my brain. 3 bottles of fire.
It's an odd track at night. There's not a lot of reference here. It's a very flat infield, of course, because it's built to take all of the team buses for NASCAR and the like. But as a result, there's nothing to the infield. You've got to be really careful with looking for the brake markers when it comes to night racing. They're not lit up perhaps as well as you might expect. You see one of the ADHD boys ahead just at the moment of Mr. Washington. You can't miss those liveries.
Yeah.
Hey, look, nothing wrong with catching your worst lap, Jeremy. It's not too bad.
No, it's not too bad, but Liam's actually on a little bit of fire in the purple sector as well too. So he is currently the pole sitter for the BE Electrical and Solos. I don't know if your car's going to be running too well in solar at the moment, night time, but yeah, I'm solar powered at the moment too. I'm running on batteries for my broadcasting studio. Well, the studio you're broadcasting, but you know what I mean. But I go back to that. Yeah, batteries, mate. Got some lithium ions. We'll power it up. But I wish the US would do more off this actually with their tracks. You know what I mean? Have the inner field there. Might have some more road courses there mixed up. I think it'd be quite good.
Yeah, but the thing is, they'd have to learn to turn right. That's a big ask.
They do, mate. I just came from Samoa in that race earlier today, and they were quite quick around there actually. So let's expand these.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, Washington comes into the pits, so I guess he's looking to get some fresh tyres before he heads back out. Let's take a look at Scott Stevens on his way around at the moment. Currently sitting P4 in qualifying times. See this guy up the sleeve. Dean Power not setting a bad time either, improving his best, but no purple sector. Scott Stevens still, he's quick in that middle sector. He's still holding the fastest time for that middle sector. Improves his time just a little. But it's not going to be enough to knock any of the top three down a peg.
Cameron White is closest, Nick. 2/10, just 2/10 off, and then Jackson's 2/10 off him.
So that's 200ths.
Interval.
200ths of a second.
Exactly.
That's almost dead even. It's insane.
Yeah. That's about
Brian
as
East,
distance
good
of
to
a
see
piece
him
of
in the
paper.
chat. Most American ovals do in fact have road course inside them and then used for track days. Fair enough. I mean, anything can be a track if you try hard enough. Ultimately, just as an observation. Hey, just checking this out. I know not everyone loves a Ferrari, but I do love the different coloured lights that the Ferrari brings along.
It's a Ferrari.
Come on, got some yellow lighting on the track thanks to that. I do appreciate just a little bit of variance. I am aware of, and I couldn't tell you exactly which car it is, but there is one of these cars, I believe, that you can actually change the colour of the headlights through a number of options. Someone in the chat's probably going to...
Yeah, someone in the chat will know that
one. I want to say it might be the McLaren, maybe, where you can actually choose from about 6 or 7 different LED light colours. I don't know if that changes anything at night. Probably still just the white headlights, but just a bit of trivia for you this evening.
Can you change the interior? Because, you know, when you those endurance races at night, you can see it just like lit up like a deep purple.
The Porsche, there you go. Starrett's on it.
Okay.
Jackson Starrett, he'd know. He'd know.
Is it Porsche or Porsche?
Oh, that's the debate, isn't it? Is it Porsche or is it Porsche?
Well, at the moment, they're looking pretty good, mate, because all the top 4 are currently Porsche-powered vehicles.
Yep, fair. Well, let's have a look. Now, Cameron White, they're putting in some more laps despite sitting comfortably on pole at the moment. Hasn't improved his time just yet. Hayden Whittle improving his time in Sector 1. Luke Ewing getting a couple of quicker sectors in there as well. The 4 little DRLs around the globe. Okay, that's pretty cool. And an LED strip near the rear side window. Alright, I mean, I'm looking at a Porker right now, and I'm not seeing it. So, Cameron White, lift your game, mate. You should be playing around with these lighting colours more than setting pole laps. You've already done this. Go sit and play with lights in the pits. That's what I'd be doing.
It might be if it's set on for an endurance race or not, because it
should
be just by default on the cars, but I don't think it will be for the sprint races. That's one for the chat as well.
Look at this. He's listened. He's heading into pits to play with the lights right now for us. Isn't that kind of good? Liam Jensen, his teammate, the electrical solid Porsche, taking advantage of all of the slipstream from Danny P there by the look of things until the very last moment as he looks to make his way around. Hayden Whittle looking to improve his time. A whole lot of less than best times happening right now. These guys have all gone pretty quickly into their fastest lap, and now trying to improve the time is a bit of a stretch. But take a look at that timing tower and the gaps between each of the drivers. You're talking a 10th between each driver at most, all the way back through the top 10. With the exception of Josh
top 10
Harris,
is separated by
2 tenths back from P9.
your top 10 separated by 1 second, mate. That is how close it is.
It's huge, isn't it? And I think we can probably bring that up in case anyone's interested in the actual times themselves. There you go. 144s right through the top 6. And as you said, the top 10 all separated by pretty much bang on 1 second. So very, very close indeed. But still no one challenging Cameron White for P1.
And what's interesting as well too, Jeremy Washington, our current championship leader, down to P8, so struggling a little bit qualifying.
Yeah, even in saying that, he's not far off. He's not far off. Brian East wants to know if changing the colour of the lights would make him about 2 seconds a lap faster. Yes, it would.
If they're red.
Starrett's on it. If you make it red, it will. Also, the better way, of course, is to remove the lights completely because weight saving.
Yeah, just put on one of those night vision goggles and just try
just race without lights.
We'll turn off all the lights on the track, yeah.
It'll be fine.
We'll save some energy too.
Yeah. Jeremy Washington just defending himself. He's easing himself in, apparently. Doesn't want to go too quickly in qualifying. So that's something.
Oh, is that Jeremy out there that just said that?
Loudest Howard, yes.
Yes,
yeah,
okay.
we figured this out. That's what she said, easing herself. Josh Harris, as always, dragging the level of conversation down into the gutter. It's where I like it, Mr. Harris. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate having the drivers in with us tonight. This is one of the joys of the slightly delayed broadcast, isn't it? Is that we get an opportunity to sit here as Hayden Whittle sets his new PB. You get an opportunity to actually chat to these guys as it happens.
Yeah, no spoiler alerts, of course, as we said this before the past, like anything. But we don't know, honestly, we do not know, Jared and I, what the results are, because we want to broadcast this as it is, as what we see is what we get, and that's exactly how we're going to be doing it. We don't know who wins or any of that. We'll be keeping our eyes away from the Discord, and I'll be keeping my eyes away from the general chatter and all that sort of stuff. So it's thrilling and exciting. It's new to us. For you drivers, you know exactly how it's going to pan out, but for the first time, you're going to get to see where the camera's going to be pointed at and how you're performing on the track. And
you Scott Stevens, couple of purple sectors this time around. Is it going to be enough? He hasn't gone quite so fast in 1 and 4. Is it going to be good enough to bump him further up than P4 though? That's the question.
He's looking quick.
He's looking very quick.
I think he might get a front row here.
I don't know if it's enough. His best of 144.49.
Bang.
No. No. P3 up a little. Improves his by almost a tenth. But not quite enough.
But that's parred, mate. That's parred with the lap time.
Yeah.
If you look at
absolutely.
that with Liam, so because Liam did it
you're
first.
Absolutely right. I didn't even look at that.
Liam did it first, so that way he will actually get the position on that.
Oh my goodness! Look at that. 0.000 on the interval for P3. Scott Stevens matching Liam Jensen exactly. That is fantastic.
A little bit of trivia out there for anybody. What year was it? Or what race even, when 4 Formula 1 drivers had an identical qualifying time.
That's insane. Can you even imagine,
identical qualifying time?
On the one hand,
it might be wrong, it might be 3, but it's 3 or 4. It was a few.
There we go. Qualifying done. Just like that, everyone is out of time. Not on a hot lap anymore. So we wait for the official grid to come through for race 1. So Cameron White and Liam Jensen take the front row alongside Scott Stevens, who, of course, tied with Liam Jensen, then Jackson Starrett alongside Jeremy Washington, Reese Wakefield on row 3, Van Treek and Mitch Curry, row 4, Palmer and Keldoulis, row 5, and Daniel Poulton, Danny P, alongside Dean Power, the DP row. Oh, God, that's going to be fun in the chat. Row 6. Let's move along quickly before Josh Harris gets his hands on that one. Josh Harris, meanwhile, in P13 alongside Jackson Austin, Luke Newing and Dan Mirko, 15th and 16th. Then Nathan Bowman and James Bunker a little further back. Ryland Dixon and Rory Collins alongside each other. Nathan Wilson and Brian East with Hayden Whittle rounding out the 23 here.
Got the answers to my question. So it was 3. Vilna Schumacher and Harold Hunt's Frentzen on that. Perez 97. Thank you very much. I love it.
There you go.
These drivers are walking Wikipedia of knowledges out here.
So we sit and wait for the drivers to make their way to the grid. rolling start tonight will be something a little interesting.
Yeah, you kind of got it. It's the American style, mate, right? Yeah, because they can't do standing starts. Ooh, I'm in trouble, aren't I?
I mean, are you wrong, though? Are you wrong?
Well, most of the NASCARs and stuff aren't designed for it. Indy cars can, but obviously the trucks and so forth are not really designed to do standing starts. There's too much power, mate. You know, it's all horsepower, so you just sit there just bogging down, doing burnouts on the racing line if they were standing starts. These cars were very capable of standing starts, as we're aware of. But
I mean, the cars are capable. The drivers might be another question. Sideways Esports. You know, Jackson Starrett out there in the chat, I've been trying to catch what the SES is. I figured the Final S was sports, but I've been wondering. Sideways Esports, there you go. Do make sure you update your team details via that driver app that we spoke about in the Discord a little earlier. As we get underway,
or in iRacing,
the Pace truck. Yeah, you can do it there as well. The Pace truck getting underway. Official Pace truck we've decided on.
Yeah, mate, it's Daytona, mate. You've got to have a truck. By the way, has everybody heard of the rumours, of course, of the Days of Thunder, new one that they're thinking about
I have
making?
I have heard a few things here and there.
So, and that's all about Daytona, of course. Have you ever seen the original Days of Thunder? Of course, if you're Australian, you know, he's got a kid with him.
Does indeed. Does indeed. Making way around. The driver's actually maintaining a fairly decent formation here. There you go. These guys can do a rolling start after all.
Are you doubting the MC Motorsport legends here?
Look, it's not about... No, it is about doubting, isn't it? Good to hear, Jackson. Yeah, get those team names updated.
Otherwise, we'll fill in the blanks for you, and we'll just make some pretty creative ideas.
Go, the Pace truck pulls away.
Go restart zone. Barney with the flag, man. We'll get ready to go green, green, green for our first race. This one will be a 20-minute.
And there it is, green flag. We are underway. And just like that, the drivers are off and racing down to turn one. How messy is this going to get tonight?
So far, so good. I think everybody's realising it's a little bit colder. Yeah, because the temperatures, of course, are down a little bit at night time. But they're going to bite their time for some OTs early on this one. As you can see, currently at the moment, we still have Cameron White that's managed to maintain this one. But Scott Stevens is up one. He got a jump there on Leon. You can see currently at the moment, Scotty's a P2, William Jensen's a P3. That's like a breakaway already. But Jeremy Washington, he got himself up a place too. Joshua Van Track up 2 places.
Not mucking around at all. So off the line they go. As we stay with William Jensen, those 2 BE Solar cars just sandwiching Stevens. Big moment for Jensen. That's going to cost him a spot. Jeremy Washington says thank you very much and comes on through. Bit of movement further back as well.
And that's the worst place to do it as well too, because you've got a big long straightaway here and you're going to scrub a lot of speed because maybe you're going into like US oval racing territory now, and that's all about top end speed, consistent speed as well too. So he's lucky he can try to build it back up there and get back into that place. But obviously, see who's got down P5.
Had a few off-track, on-tracks, off-tracks, on-tracks going on here. No accidents so much. And oh, hang on a sec. We're gonna go back here because we've seen some early issues. This is James Bunker getting caught up amongst it.
Oh yeah,
onto the grass, and there it is.
He was on the anchors, mate. He realised he was going too deep into it. He hit the anchors, and unfortunately, he's taken about 3 cars out on that. Well, he didn't know what he was on the inside, didn't he?
No, had those right-hand wheels on the grass, and that's that's tripped him up in a big way.
That's the colder tyres and the smooth stretching braking drive. Very good. Not hard to do, of course, when you've got a whole bunch of cars. Who's that off completely? That's Leaker there. So he's just gone right off into the kitty litter. And that's for the other BE electrical and solar racing car. We're going to see this side-by-side battle, but in your pictures, we'll go back and have a look at the replay in a little bit. That's Dan, the man, and Mitch Curry.
It is indeed. Now, we'll call out that we're going to try and catch all these events as they happen because, of course, with the delayed broadcast, we can't just jump back and forward. it is effectively rewinding things for us. So bear with us if you feel like you're seeing the same thing again. It's not deja vu, it's legit. It is just unfortunately the way these delayed broadcasts work out for us.
Yeah, it's like I was saying to you how it all worked. It's like getting up. You don't even remember the old VHS tapes back in the day or whatever, watching a movie. You know, you have to literally hit the rewind button or the fast forward button because it's all on tape.
It is. It is. So the top 7 drivers all in contention right now, all within 2.5 seconds of first place.
Here comes Washington.
He's on the
and
move.
On top of that, ooh, goes deep there too. Very deep. That's Washington up the road there, but that's further back, isn't it? That's Van Track and Liam.
It is.
Yes, it is.
Yep. Liam Jensen and Josh Van Treek trading places there. Side by side on the way out. Van Treek gets the jump and starts to pull away. Jensen's going to have to tuck in behind alongside his... No, that's the MC Motorsport entry, sorry, of Reese Wakefield. Dan Moko into the pits now.
Here's Battlestroke behind there, as you can see on your pictures. So Joshua's got a biggest performer at the moment.
What's happened there?
Into the kitty litter. That's
Van Treek's just
Joshua.
overshot that. Thankfully, no damage done.
soon.
He's rejoined, but he's now down to P7 as a result. So not what he had planned. Meanwhile, out in front, Scott Stevens, Cameron White, all just comfortably sitting out away from this little battle pack. But as you can see, a bit of space opened up there. Washington's starting to pull away. Jensen leading a pack now of 7 cars, all battling for P4.
Cameron White still in the lead there by about 3 tenths on the Steve. You can see they're currently at the moment. Sticking up to the high fence too on the exit, which you can do if you're in regular NASCAR kind of style. But I'm not sure that's going to be much of an advantage there, especially unless Scrabble with the speed. He has actually. Cameron White's dropped back big times here. Has he had contact?
Yeah, nothing I'm seeing.
Race leader went high up against the fence, and now he's dropped back quite a bit on a not a bad exit.
Mitch Curry, meanwhile, in amongst all of that, sets himself the fastest lap. As Danny P drops another spot as well.
Oh, got
a slow down.
Mm.
Oh, just cut that corner a little too far.
Yeah, that's true. That would make perfect sense on that one because he was just way too slow for a moment for the race.
Have a look at the intervals here as we see Wakefield make the pass as well, only to see Starrett coming straight back in, pushes Wakefield wide, and that gives Van Treek a chance. He's going around. That's Joshua Van Treek backwards in the grass.
And that's that's
going to cost him a lot of
he'd been doing
positions.
so many gains. He had clearly had some pace there, but maybe he's just risking it for the biscuit a little bit too much. We get onto the loud pedal on the kitty litter, and it's slippery out there, mate. We'll drop back currently at the moment. It's up to 15.
And that little moment has opened up. Look at this front pack now. It's opened right up as a result. Reese Wakefield. What's happened to Reese Wakefield that we've missed while we were looking at Van Treek? Here we go. Oh, he's just overcooked it, and that's opened up that gap as well.
I think he hit the anchors actually to avoid the collision there, and just locked up the rears and got around.
Where are you going to go there? That's an interesting location, isn't it?
It's like Kimi Räikkönen in Brazil, right? Trying to find his way back to the track, and he got caught in the service road.
Oh, but what do you do? Take a look back up front as the group starts to regather a little. And a drive-through penalty for James Bunker, who unfortunately back in P21 is not going to do any better as a result.
Oh, the bug stuck. It's all right, mate. You still have another race. Mitch Curry, of course, in that little bit of a hot zone. So 2 hot zones at the moment. But Jeremy Washington, he's challenging for the race lead here. So he'll come and collective out there in the chat. He was like, don't worry about my qualifying.
White's gone into the pits.
Yes, he has.
Is that a drive-through?
I think it much very well be, because it's a sprint race. You wouldn't need to go on pit road for anything at this point.
I wouldn't think so. He's stopping. He is stopping.
Is he going?
That's unusual.
All right, maybe he'll know.
Oh, here we go. We've got Dean Powell and what's happened with Dean Powell here?
Oh, can't just lift it off.
Loose, very loose off that curb, and finds himself very much on the infield. That's Ryan Palmer's gone with him.
Yeah, Ryan's followed his racing line and said, I'm going to join you out the kitty litter, mate. All right, let's go.
Why not?
Let's play sandcastles, but there's no sand out there.
The Corvette diary from Jeremy Washington. Lap 5, the Porsches still haven't noticed I'm not one of them. As he sits in the group here, Jeremy Washington currently sitting in second. Porsche, Corvette, Porsche, Porsche.
I'll tell you what, it's because he's got all the screaming fans here in the United States going for his car, of course. They don't want any of these European manufacturers in there beating American-built cars.
Yeah, that's fair enough, I think.
Don't run over my GoPro. Did you put my GoPro
Thankfully, I dug out a little hole for it, mate. It's fine. It's safe. Gives you a nice view back. Look at the gap these guys have opened up on the rest of the field. 7 seconds from Mitch Curry back to Ryland Dixon.
Yeah, boss man's on the rampage.
Buster. He is. Absolutely.
There we go. Challenge for the lead. Jeremy's choosing the outside of the apron here in Daytona. And
got the pace,
get the speed.
Here we go.
If he gets in front, he might go back down on the inside apron, and he will. Yep. Job done.
Cuts in front and keeps it going.
It took you that many laps, Jeremy? Damn it, I lost the bet.
Almost 7 minutes gone in this 20-minute race. Liam Jensen, though, setting a fastest lap, 1:44.5. So he's not waiting around. He's going to try and take that spot back pretty quickly.
Freedom protected by hopes and prayers.
It's all you need, isn't it? It's all you need.
Liam's now the fastest man on the track, even though he did just have to yield, well, gave up that position. Well, lost that position, per se. He didn't want to just give it up to Jeremy.
Yeah, look, did Jeremy take it? Did Liam lose it? I'll let the chat decide that. But these front three, grouping up a bit now, we've got a little bit of space, but look at the gap now. Now 8.5 seconds back to Dixon off the back of Curry there.
Brian so we've got scream America every time we do a lap. All right.
It's the only thing that keeps the Corvette running in one piece, isn't it?
Well, at least
here we go.
Break down like a Ford.
Well, that's true. Let's we'll revisit that another time. We come around again, and the pace from these guys just insane.
Yeah, Liam's going to have the slipstream now. See if he can come back and do what Jeremy just did to him. And he's going to send it on the inside here. Remember, they're going to be sweeping to the left. High-speed little kink of chicane they added there so you don't have to do a full roval.
Just taking a bit of a look as well. Have a look at those top speeds. Liam Jensen, 313 kilometres an hour, his top speed around track so far.
This is like DRS in Formula 1, isn't it? When you get that slipstream, it is mighty, mighty powerful. Of course, the Super Speedway was built for that. So whatever Liam can do, Jeremy can do, and vice versa. And if anything, Scott Stevens says, oh, well, let me get up front as well, too. And he's close enough. He's sizing him up in the background. He's going on the outside, too. He's choosing the outside wall. So much speed to go through here.
A new fastest lap for Stevens, and it brings him up into second. Washington, nothing he can do. The Corvette just not up to it, it seems.
Well, it's in the lead. It's no good in the dirty air. In braking the air. It's good in the dirty air behind these cars. He's clearly got the pace out of the exits. But that straight line speed, maybe capping him a little bit on these Porsches.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Like, you've got to wonder about the difference between these. But look at Washington. Just he thought about for a moment there putting his nose between them. I guarantee it. He was thinking about.
Yeah, but as a championship leader, he realizes too many points to lose by making a mistake by doing that with still 10 minutes to go in our first heat race.
Jensen and Stevens have swapped positions, I think, about 6 times on this lap, and they're not done yet. Stevens going around the outside is going to look to take it back again. But he's not.
It's kind of like if you don't have your car set up for the straight line speed, you kind of don't want to be the race leader at this point.
This is the thing, right? This is the great thing about fixed setups. Both of these guys running exactly the same setup. Washington's put his money on Stevens here. He's taken the slipstream there and wants to make a move up past Jensen. He's not quite going to get it as we get to the bus stop here, but big moment over the grass there for Liam Jensen. Is he going to cop a slow for that?
Four-way. Hey, it's Daytona. You can go 4 wide, gentlemen. I've seen it before plenty of times in NASCAR.
Let's see it. Start. We're relying on you.
Stick your nose in there. No, he goes up to the fence.
A tap. A few sparks flying.
Now, but
we're going to go 3 wide here, though.
Now, because it's an actual road course, you guys have to end up
going to have to figure this out quickly.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, look at this. We're going to call that 3.5 wide. Washington.
Wow.
Oh, from out wide. That was how he's come out of that. How they've all come out of that in one piece. I have no idea.
Yeah, no wonder why they're shouting out that this is fun. It looks fun up here. Wow! 3 wide in the background.
Getting into it as well. This
so
group of 6 out in front, 10 seconds ahead of Dixon now.
6 cars here, separated by a dime.
This is insane. Like, we've seen some great racing. Oh, Danny P, the dive under brakes. Decides he wants a bit of screen time and jumps on through. Hasn't quite got it over Starrett just yet, but he's threatening.
Challenge for the lead, challenge for second, challenge for third, and that's the top 6 drivers now, and then you've got a gap down to P7.
Here we go, the Porsches. Jensen and Stevens at it again.
Jeremy somehow snuck up the front there, but you watch the speed he'll scrub.
Oh, big contact, big contact. Stevens into the wall. Jensen, he's off into the infield. How he hasn't hit anything there, I have no idea. But in amongst all of that, Mitch Curry's still on the back there.
High-speed crash and not
safe.
Up with serious damage.
How the hell Scott Stevens managed to hold that together, I have no clue. So 6 become 5. Liam Jensen finds himself back in P9. A good, 14 seconds back off the group he was slicing and dicing with just a moment ago.
Yeah, exactly. That's
what a moment that was.
When you go 3 wide. It didn't even happen with 3 wide, but we're going to go 2 wide almost.
Danny P, a brave dive up the inside of Stevens. Not quite enough to take position, but he is going deep under brakes.
Late dive in the background. Mitch Curry. He has to put his nose in
Curry
there.
goes, I can do this better.
Yeah, and like he's
coming
got
into their own.
some tips there from the Cardassians to stick your nose in and not get it chopped off. Wow. That needs a plastic surgeon for Mitch Curry.
Look, I don't know where you were going with that, but I'm so glad it wasn't where I thought it was. As Stevens makes a move past Washington, gets the inside run, and that puts him up into P2. We are almost 13 minutes into this 20-minute sprint. Remember, a reverse top 10
to go.
Yeah, this is just the warm-up, mate. Rylan Dixon's run off the track in the background.
For the main show.
So he's dropping away further behind. So he's had a big moment, just recovering there in the Coca-Cola Porsche. But all of the action tonight up front, the top 5. Liam Jensen, meanwhile, already up into P6.
And Jeremy once again leads the race, but then drops back a little bit. Just can't seem to maintain that lead with that Corby. So that'll be very interesting.
Yeah.
Let us know out there too, mate. What is it? Do you think it's that straight line speed? It's just suffering a little bit when you're in the open air up front leading the race, and a track data says he's Scott Stevens out there too.
You could not swipe a credit card between Mitch Curry's nose and Jeremy
Give me your credit card, I'll try.
Right now. Here he goes. That is quite possibly the most blind reliance on internet code I've seen in iRacing in a while.
You talk about that. We get in trouble
let's
with
let's not invoke
like
that.
People talking about the N word in iRacing. No, it tends to land you in a bit of trouble, doesn't it?
Anyway, Stevens just taking another look at Starrett. Starrett finds himself out in front with all the headlights in his mirrors.
Well, you do have to remember, and I will say the net code. You do have to remember that iRacing do build the net code around ovals. So they do build it around the NASCAR stuff. They don't build it around the road courses as much because they don't usually go draw bang as close to it. I'll tell you what. The last couple of years.
100% it has. Jeremy Washington in the chat just saying he didn't have the outright pace, could keep up fine in the draft, but otherwise the Porsche's much quicker.
Yeah, mate, but you've got the audience behind you in the States, so they're all cheering for you. I can guarantee you that right now, Jeremy. And you're still in the hunt anyway. We've still got, and you don't know, Jeremy will do his Jeremy things, coming to the dying stages of the race and move his way up to the front. That's what he does.
That's a big call. I mean, he's only got 5 minutes to get it done, so he's going to have to get a move on. Starrett and Stevens almost side by side through the bus stop.
Which bus stop? There's only one bus stop, mate, and it's in Spa.
Oh, look, you know what? I'm calling that a bus stop because that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it's called a bus stop actually on the track as well.
I was going to say, you can't tell me.
It's there, but it's nowhere near like the actual real bus stop that they have in Spa Financial Shop. But
Stephen's going in. Stephen's going into the pits. Why are you going to
pit road, mate?
What on earth has happened there? Meanwhile, Hayden Whittle has had a big moment through the bus stop. As we're talking about it, he's gotten very loose. Oh, that's a big hit. Big hit.
Yeah,
manages to get it going again.
Race hit, that would be a good, probably 20-minute repairs if you're doing the Daytona endurance. So we're lucky to run that
easily. He's lucky to keep that moving. A couple of post-race investigations going on, but Scott Stevens finds himself in the pits. I wonder why. I have to wonder what on earth happened there.
He's going to tell us. He's out there.
Oh no, drive-through penalty for Stevens for the Liam Jensen contact. We must have missed that on our end, so that'll do it. Spa doesn't have a bus stop anymore, technically.
Jackson Starrett is our race leader at the moment, and we've had Curry out wide for sure. We'll compromise the exit here, but he's got to get a good run here because remember you go into the Roval part now after you get an exit out of here, and then of course you don't want to scrub too much speed. And Mitch did scrub a little bit of speed coming out of that one actually, and Dan the Man is going to be getting that power down early there for the McLaren. And he currently 7 positions gained as well, to the biggest gainer at the moment in the top 8. Because Brian East is up 13 in the 11 machine.
Wow, he's on the move. Yeah, P9 for Brian East. I saw him earlier in the chat saying that he needed an extra couple of seconds. I don't know about that. That sort of move up through the field. Mitch Curry goes around.
Mitch
keeps it off the wall, just barely.
Oh.
We had a 6-way battle. It's now down to 3 out in front. Starrett, Washington, and Polk.
So this is a little tease for the main event coming up soon.
I tell you what, 40 minutes of this racing ahead. Yes, please. If it keeps up at this rate.
Now Jackson has to be. Can he hold on? Jeremy's very, very good at hunting these cars, as Jeremy had mentioned out there as well too. But when he's in the lead for straight line speed, Mitchco's gone into pit road. He might have too much damage, and it has a like.
He must have hit it all there. I thought he kept it off it.
So can Jeremy hunt in Jackson Starrett here for the 555 machine that's leading this race? About a second gap. The tick-tock time is ticking. They're doing 144 laps, or 145s at the moment. And of course, do the math on that one. You know, about 2 laps at the best there. About championship leading. Hunt it. One thing that Hunt, of course, has got to overtake Jackson at that point too. So not close enough to get that slipstream and get that little slingshot that you need.
And Mr. Curry just confirming he did that all on his own. No contact from Danny P. So 144 laps. Yeah. This has got to be the white flag next time around. You'd have to think, wouldn't you?
The boss man shall spin Leave the boss.
You gotta love it, don't you?
Yeah,
you gotta love it.
Yeah, but the boss man was some serious pace too. Like I want to see. I can't wait to see the boss man out in this reverse grid top 10 for the sprint race, the feature race. And I think at the moment Jeremy's going to pull every he can out of that 500 machine. Look at their banking. That is the banking at Daytona with the gyro cam. That is just. It's if you're not leaning your head to the left, looking at this screen, you're not in Daytona.
That's a awesome shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just really shows you the kind of angle these guys are actually working with on the way around. There's the white flag. You might have just caught it out the windscreen. So this is the last lap.
Jeremy's pulling him into about half a second. He's gained half a second. He's taking 7/10. Will this be a late dive? But where can he get it done? Now, this is some of your overtaking opportunities. If he gets a brilliant exit out of the infield onto the oval, he may be able to take him into that little bus stop chicane, and then that's it after that. So that's going to be interesting. I'll tell you what, anybody can do it. Jeremy can. Not the best of exits there. Al Jackson got a little bit more power. That's once again maybe the Porsche thing, getting a good exit out of the corner that the Corby can't do. But we're going to find out. These drivers know what's going to happen. 31 degrees of banking exactly, mate.
Yeah. And, he's bringing the trivia from P9 back there. Apparently he's got time up his sleeve to just bang out some trivia facts for us as well. Don't mind, 31 degrees of banking. Looks
You
like
get
a whole
a
lot
motion.
more,
I
doesn't
got a guy in a league that sponsors a league. He's got a big motion rig, and I've seen him with little camera, and picture of the broadcaster. You can see on his racing rig, and he doesn't have it turned up for that full amount of banking. But wow, it's you have to tie yourself in that seat pretty tight, actually, even on the motion rigs.
Bounce you around a bit, I have no doubt.
Yeah, it does. That's cool. About if you've got 10k, spare 10k or 20k in the bank, you can probably get yourself one of those racing rigs.
Wouldn't it be
But
nice?
here we go. Final opportunity that Mr. Jeremy Washington will have before they see the checkered flag of Barney, because it'll be the Geico restart zone coming up, and then that'll be the checkered flag. I don't think he's going to be close enough.
He's reeling him in, but it's not going to be quite enough, is it?
No. Jackson's going to have this one, mate. First race win of the heat race. We'll go.
Oh, I tell you what, he's going close, though. He's reeling him in so fast here, but not enough. In the end, Jackson Starrett taking the win. And Jeremy Washington just a 10th off the back.
Yeah, a little bit of a blinking of the flashlights as well, too, to say, good job, mate. Good job there. Dane, the man, also got 8 positions gained. You're going to give it to that 70 McLaren. He did a fantastic job, and that's good for him too. Damage limitation in the championship hunt. As you do have to remember, he is second to the man that just finished ahead of him, like Jeremy Washington. So when push comes to shove, you know, if you can't get ahead of him, you at least get as close as you possibly can. So
Just start celebrating. That's what I like to see. Got to use those tyres up. There's no point hanging on to them after the race.
Yeah, we're an eco-friendly racing stream here at Simple Broadcasting, because we don't have to burn.
We don't believe in wasting tyres by just throwing them away when there's still tread on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Jackson Starrett, your race winner for race 1 tonight, by just barely 9/100ths over Jeremy Washington. Danny P takes out 3rd. Liam Jensen manages to salvage a 4th despite that earlier mishap, let's say. Scott Stevens in 5th. Ryan Palmer takes 6th ahead of Dean Powell, Josh Harris and Ryland Dixon. Then Brian East, a top 10 finish for him, rounds it out. Luke Ewing and Reese Wakefield in behind. Lee Keldulis back in 13th. Roy Collins and Nathan Wilson. Then Nathan Bowman. Mitch Curry finding himself back in 17th. So certainly not the result he was hoping for based on the earlier performance. And then as we take a look a little further down the field, Jackson Austin, Dan Mirko, and then Cam White as well, with Hayden Whittle and Joshua Van Treek. Now I sincerely hope... No, it's fine. Nothing's broken here.
Oh, it's fine now, yeah. Yep.
It's fine there. So we will have a reverse top 10. Unfortunately, with these delayed broadcasts, I'm pretty sure that the grid does not behave itself the way that
it doesn't.
hope.
I don't believe it will. So position gainers and losers and things like that. But yeah, I don't think the grid will actually come up. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, you never know. Love the chatter, mate. The chatter is absolutely exploding. It's so fun, and it's a luxury, of course, to have the drivers enjoy themselves watching the racing, and on top of it, giving us a little bit of feedback of what happened with their racing whilst they raced in the past. And we don't do that all the time, of course, but
no. But occasionally, just occasionally, it works.
To take care of, mate, and good that we still get it done. Don't you worry about it. Simple Broadcasting, we get it done, don't you, mate?
That we do. Let's just wait for the drivers to get themselves back in for their 40-minute race number 2. That's
I want to ask the drivers, like, you got that little bit of a break. I'd imagine you get out there and do, the old bathroom break, the old potty rate, get into the outhouse, sort out you need, hydrate, probably get up there and just stretch your legs a little bit too, right? Because,
you've got to, don't you?
The only time you've got 40 minutes you're going to be sitting in that cockpit for and racing hard.
Got to have a bit of a stretch, absolutely. Let's do a bit of manual reverse gridding here. So Brian East will take pole, which is not a bad spot for that BMW to be. Is that still for sale? We'll have to check
he gained 14 places in that.
Big moves for Brian East. He'll be alongside Ryland Dixon, Josh Harris and Dean Power behind them, Ryan Palmer and Scott Stevens, then Liam Jensen and Danny P, and Jackson Starrett and Jeremy Washington starting in row number 5. So, it's going to be a slightly different race number 2 tonight, I am sure, as we have the drivers just getting ready and starting to grid up now.
Yeah, you know what we do? We reverse it so that the drivers that have to do the track anti-clockwise.
Let's take a quick look. See if
We've
the
had
grid...
practice.
No, the grid is absolutely not going to work for us.
No.
Look, it was worth it. It was worth a look. It might have sorted itself out, potentially, but no such luck. That's okay. We're getting ready to go underway once again.
Oh, fireworks are going off.
A few fireworks to celebrate.
Yeah, they've added that into iRacing of late, I've noticed. In night races, they started doing that fireworks spectacular because that's to celebrate the end of the heat race.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's just enjoy the fireworks while everyone grids up.
Yeah, some guy at iRacing said, I've been coding that for 6 months, okay, so you better enjoy it.
That's where all of your subscription fees have gone for the last season, guys.
Each firework going off is $10,000, so there goes your subscription fees.
And by the way, Gen 3 supercars, as the cars get underway again, our drivers ready to roll. Brian East out in front. He's not got that BMW up for sale right now. He's changed the livery back. Interesting. Maybe decided it's worth hanging on to after all. The ADHD boys alongside each other there. So as always, they're pretty easy to spot.
Yeah, I'm in the pace car, by the way. I'm waving, and there you go. Hello.
Just waving out the back.
Yep.
Car got the back taken off it at Spa, so it needed a new body.
I'll give you a free tow if you want. All right. Back to pit road. Powered by the Sunco fuel in these cars. They wouldn't be using Sunco fuel here, so the Americans would be like, you gotta put that Sunco in there, gas it up in the tank.
You spent too much time around NASCARs, my friend.
That I have. I do one every day, mate. So yeah, I do.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Listen to all the Yanks with their door banging.
This car goes in.
Here we go. Geico recut zone. Of course, Bunny will be waving that flag. We're going to start our feature race. Brian's on the lead and pole.
And we are underway. 40 minutes of racing ahead of you. Let's get it going. Brian's got a fantastic start down into turn 1. Here comes the crowd, though. Everyone making it through comfortably. He says, a little surprised. Brian East, look at him go.
Yeah, and it's always very, very difficult to be the lead car, isn't it?
Someone's around.
The breaking point.
What have we got? Nathan Wilson? No, Lee Kildulis finds himself backwards down the back of the pack.
Washington gets past Dan the Man as well, too. And that's interesting because that's a championship.
Starrett looking at a dive as well. Looks to follow him through.
Brian East holding on quite well. 21 positions gained from the original race, of course, with the flip grid. So he's doing a solid job by the teammates behind him, Josh Harris and Ryan, with the ADHD racing team livers. You can see that all 2 and 3 behind here about feature race. But Brian East has got the pace. He had the pace in the first race, so I think he could be able to hold on to this P1 for quite some time here, considering he's got some gooses and Mavericks a little bit further down the road from him.
Nothing wrong with that BMW.
Yeah, it's the only BMW on the track as well too. So if you want tech information to provide the rest of the BMW manufacturer teams, you ain't getting any. This Brian's holding all the aces.
Have a look.
They're working
Josh Harris and Ryan Palmer.
Yeah,
they're trying to merge those two together. That's dangerous. That side-to-side movement makes me very nervous.
He could be sending it on the inside too. Oh, Brian. And he is into the corner. That's Josh Harris. Oh!
Big contact.
They're going to come back onto the track as well too. That's massive. That is huge.
There's damage everywhere. Josh Harris. Oh. Let's go back and take another look at that one.
I'd call a caution on that one. That's at least 3 cars involved, and we're not even seeing the other cars that might have had some contact as well.
Let's see what we can pick
He's
up.
Come out of the corner too hot, hasn't he?
Big contact. He has.
And then, of course, this is the only problem with the Daytona road track is that you slide here back onto the track sometimes.
Mitch Curry in the background copying it as well. What have we got? 1, 2, 3,
We got pit stops.
4 cars.
We have pit stops. That's interesting. So Luke, Roy, and Lee Coladeras have gone on the pit road as well too. But we'll see how when we kind of switch wings back over, you might break it.
Oh, have we
like that,
broken
mate.
it? There's the question. Let's try this again.
Yeah. We'll have to go back and start that segment again, perhaps. It will do that. Yep, here we go.
One moment. Here we go.
Just keep it from here, mate.
Oh,
yeah,
just
short.
all sorts of damage there.
But this is switch things around at the moment because that's Lee, Newing, and Roy Collins. So we'll have to sort out what's going on with the control shop at the moment.
Let's try a bit of a.
Brian East should
bit of a
still be
reload on
leading
this.
this race.
I wonder if it's picking up the towing that's done.
Yeah,
that.
I believe it is. Yeah, it'll sort itself out.
Do a quick reload
Brian
and
East should go back into that.
See what we've got here.
Let's just go through the chat here for a second whilst we sort that out. It felt like Days of Thunder avoided that one. Tank Slapper. Big thanks to DJ in there from Josh. Nice teamwork, but a shame something happened to it. And yeah, once DJ got me, this is what from Josh Harris out there. He got me unsettled. I was a passenger. Sorry, guys. Safety car, safety car. Was it a safety car? I think it might have been. Which is the reason why it's got a little pearl shape there, Jared.
Yeah, could be that. Could be that.
Or they're just asking for a safety car. I'm not quite sure if a safety car was deployed.
Oh, it'd have to be after that, surely.
I would have thought
the
so.
caution flag has been thrown.
Yeah, they're heading to pit road.
So
I think, no, they're still racing at the moment. But there's the stricken car off to the side. This is the reason why timing tower was going a little bit pearl-shaped there with Rory Collins and Luca Ordeas. But I believe Brian East was still in the lead of this race in that pink machine. You can see clearly on your pictures before all the carnage that occurred behind him. So the slightly slow racing team is slightly quick this evening. Yeah, the pink 11.
Oh, there's what's happened. There we go. Driver's towing without being cleared to do so. That's what's thrown it all out of whack.
There's the pace truck. So they have caught it. And, you guys were correct out there. Thank you very much. We have to give us a little bit of feedback as well, too. We like that. A little bit of inside information. Sometimes we don't know exactly what's happening. And we are working off a replay file. So it gets a little tricky. But we appreciate all your support out there and your help and also your patience. Because, you know, we could come. If push comes to shove, we could pause it if push comes to shove.
We could. We could.
Can't do that in a live race.
No, it's a little harder to do, isn't it?
We tell all the drivers at once on the radio. Okay, all stop. And go.
Just everyone hold on for a second.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try and get our overlay back up and running. But thankfully, we've still got pictures from iRacing, so that's something.
Brian East, he said I had to speed up until I came up to the safety car. Stewart's
just incredibly busy.
Yes, they are. Obviously, the boss man said didn't see it live, and it's not allowed. Josh and I were stranded waiting for our tow. That's Mitch Curry, by the way. That's the MC in Motorsport. I just realised that. Really, Mitch Curry? That was the MC in Motorsport? Don't fight.
I'm just gonna. You don't fight them. None of that, thanks.
They're like $1 short. But it's okay. We're in a pace car. And we all thank you for tuning in, of course, to our GT3 Championship Round 5 here at Daytona. You've played the arcade game. Let's go again. Let's go again. It's a collector's item. That's if you played it in the 90s.
Oh, mate, I absolutely did. See a few pit stops happening now. In fact, most of the field. Nathan Bowman, the only one in the top, what?
Go for track position, mate. Why not? Give it a shot. I like that sometimes. You never know.
White decides to move up to an effective T3.
Oh, no, yeah. Brian stayed out as well. Brian might be sitting there going, I regret that, but he can't say anything. Or he might go, hey, it worked out perfectly. So we have most of the field in pit road at the moment. Brian Palmer, Joshua Van Trek, Scott Stevens, Jeremy Washington, Liam Jensen, Daniel, Jackson, Reese, Nathan, James, Hayden, Josh Harris, and the MC and MC Motorsports, Mitch Curry.
Bear with us here, folks. We're trying desperately to get some more information back to you right now, but while we're on the safety car, we might see if we can... Safety truck, sorry.
Okay.
We're in a safety truck.
Yeah, the Americans correct me all the time on that one when we go oval racing. Mitch, if you are around, mate, if you want to pop in for a quick yarn to us, you can while we're under the safety truck, and let us know about all the exciting things that are happening at MC Motorsport for the future as well too, and the seasons that are coming, of course, because Christmas break and all that coming up. It's going to be happening in 2025 in this fantastic league. Of course, Bossman, you can come in anytime you want. It's your league.
Always welcome. Always welcome.
So we're out of the pace car for another lap at least. So the lights out in the pace truck, I think they might be. Give us an indication if it's want to go or not.
No, the lights are still going.
Oh, there'll be one more lap then. Yeah. All right, Mitch, you got to come in now, mate.
Yeah, come and chat to us here, mate. Why not? We're going to have some fun with this.
It's in your Discord.
Yeah. We've had to do a bit of a restart here of our software to keep bringing this to you tonight, and unfortunately, it has cost us the race timer. So we are pretty much guessing right now as to just how far through this race we actually are.
Yeah, it's all right. Everybody out there can probably let us know.
Yeah, you know what? We'll figure it out when we see the white flag, won't we?
Yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Right now, we're being told we're a minute 30 in. I think that might be a little bit off the mark.
That's
but
definitely incorrect.
This'll do. This'll do. We can roll with this.
So Brian East, Nathan, 15 positions to gain. 2 drivers that elected to not come in pit road. We won't be able to share those graphics as well too, because we kind of when it resets itself at the back end here, it also loses the data of when they went pit road. But we believe that everybody else behind them did go in pit road, not mistaken. But please let us know in the chat that you can be our Ted Kravitz pit lane reporters.
Most of the field absolutely did.
So we should be going green.
Mitch Curry would love to come and join us, but he's currently in the driver's seat, also known as the lounge. So yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, boss, it's fine. You're excused.
All right, we'll allow it. We'll allow it. So plenty of pit action going on. People in, out, in, out. A few repairs happening. But,
they sold out here at the moment. They want to see Jeremy Washington take it, no doubt, in the Corvette. But Jeremy Washington currently after those pit stops is down at P9.
P9, yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy's like...
So the light's out on the pace truck now.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan East.
They're still waiting for...
another lap to go.
Mitch Curry to come back around. He's a lap down. Josh Harris as well. They're 21st and 22nd, so they're trying to scoot it and Dean Powell. So they're trying to catch up the rest of the snake of, which they will be able to catch, because at the moment Dean Powell should be catching the back of the pack soon, and Mitch Curry's on the backstretch about to head into the bus stop and so forth. He's absolutely flying. He should be able to catch the pack there. Not quite sure if Josh Harris will be able to catch the pack by the time they go green. But you never know, because when they're going full speed, of course, everybody else is doing snail pace under the pace control.
Better than still sitting in the pits, though, isn't it?
Yes,
Got to give him that much. All right, we're getting around. It's a
So they're talking about the boss man at the moment. He's got it up on the big screen and forcing the missus to watch it with him. He's also saying, "Look, babe, there I am." Every time his car's on screen, show his car on the screen at the moment there, so he can go, "Hey, babe, check out the old MC." And
there he is. There he is, looking resplendent. I'm glad we've got the tight shot, so we can really fill the screen with that MC Motorsport Porsche.
Yeah. And he should be catching the rest of the pack because he's going through the infield right now. They are on the banking elevation that we were gladly presented by earlier there with the fantastic crew out there chatting. Scroll back to that one. The elevation change was it again? 30, 40 something degrees?
31 degrees?
31 degrees
of angle?
Thank you. Yep.
Brian East got us covered there. It is, yeah, it's steep. It's the sort of hill I wouldn't walk up if I had a choice.
Oh, that's right, actually. Lee Diffie, as you guys know. Actually, no. It was Michael Jordan that had to shoot a basketball free throw or something like that. They put a basketball hoop up there in one of the tracks. I'm not sure. And there was a steep elevation change like this. And even MJ, you know, he's 6'6" or something like that. And, you know, he's obviously heavier than NASCAR. He was trying to shoot it and run up there and dunk it or something like that. I think he could barely do it on that elevation change. That's how steep it is.
Yeah, it's. I mean, have a look at the angle these drivers are on right now.
You go to the gyro cam of Brian East and you're going to see exactly. But very soon, of course, they're going to go green. That pace truck's going to peel in here, and we're going to go racing at the moment. We don't have really 100% sure how much time to go, but give or take, I'd say we still got at least halfway.
Yeah, look, we'll just roll with the wagon. Time Brian East gets underway. Nathan Bowman and Cameron White, 2B electrical solid cars, even chasing down immediately, but he's gotten a nice little jump. Can he hang on to it? Wide entry, too wide from Brian East. I think he's given up a lot of that time as he gives it a bit of a wiggle over the curb as well. Yeah, but Brian East at the moment, mate, has got kind of a bit of a shield defense on him, hasn't he? Because every time somebody's tried to attack him, they've gone off into kitty litter. And instead we make their way around the field, starting it. So, putting the pressure on is Nathan Bowman, and he also, but Cameron White's a little bit further back. There's pit stops coming to play with the pressures that the drivers have on there. Look at that. Clearly you can see this. Bowman side by side. Has Bowman scored himself a slowdown or something? That was a bit odd. Didn't look like he had that bad of an exit.
No, I'd say so. Maybe a slowdown. Let us know in the chat, please. Thank you.
Number 89, drive-through penalty, too much white on that delivery, apparently.
Joshua Van on Luke, and that's a 170.
Freak in fifth.
It's going to be interesting on that one if they're going to make it stick in turn one. There's an accident. There's a big accident.
There it is.
Luke's gone around.
Bowman onto the infield.
There's your big one.
Infield.
I figured something was going to happen there, isn't it? Because let's have a look.
So this is Luke Newing. Oh, sideways in the background. So we missed that one. That was back further. Meanwhile, Nathan Bowman, just clips the curb and almost recovers it and then hits the angle. Who's that in the background? Was that Rory Collins?
Oh, there was so many people
Collins comes flying through, tries to avoid that over the grass. That gets him so loose, and there we go into the wall. Now, big impact there.
Would that be another caution?
And further down, absolute carnage. Watch that one more time, because so many people got caught up in this.
It's one accident that there's a chain reaction to the other, and it was only just a solo accident. But this one was the one.
Danny P. I thought it avoided it, but he didn't. He ends up. Oh, look at the damage on those cars. Huge.
The man second the championship right now has just been an unfortunate victim in a situation that's, well, it's going to be very, very, very interesting now, because that's what they say. Cautions breed cautions, mate. It just did.
Let's take a look and see if we can get
a
bit of a view from Jackson Starrett here. He's made it through already. Okay, we'll go back and we'll take a look, because I do want to try and catch this from his onboard. We've been told it's a pretty good view. Jackson Starrett a little bit further back than this.
He goes, and then it's okay. Wow.
Yeah, okay. That's that's not ideal. That's not ideal. We're under caution again.
Like the days of thunder, isn't it? Go left, go left, go right. No, left, right, the other left.
James Bunkers had an incident in the background. Right. Thankfully, no more damage to anyone.
Well, we did not see that coming, and I thank you in the chat for not letting
anyone
be. I know that was going to happen. They did know, of course, some of the drivers out there.
Rory Collins has just had another one by the look of it. That car is a mess.
There's no engine there, mate. There's no engine on the front of that car. Look, it's completely
desperately
ripped
trying
out.
To control that. The engine's just fallen out of the front.
It has. It's just literally just running on wheels at the moment. He's got his little feet out there like the Flintstones trying to pedal it.
Meanwhile, Nathan Wilson, that's looked better. Seen better days. Doesn't look like a lot of damage there, but seen that move anyway. Mitch Curry somehow survived all this and stayed on the back of the pack there. This is Hayden Whittle, but who else is out there? Rory Collins grabbing it hard. That front right is completely locked up.
Yeah. He's got one wheel and the powerhouse behind. So luckily the engine's in the back of the car on that one, so it's all smashed up at the front. That's the pit lane entrance, so maybe he'll make it in. He's trying.
I can't look away. I can't look away.
Go on, mate. Get in there. Go on. I was going to say go on board for a second. There's pit lane entrance, so he's getting there. There he is, fighting with it.
Oh, look at it.
Now he's going to try to find his pit box and park it in there.
And actually get into the pit box.
Yeah. Oh, the wheel's turning a little bit at the front.
Oh, there we go. He's just freed it up. He's just freed it up. He's good. Should be much easier now, clearly.
Yeah. I think we've all had those days, haven't we?
Oh,
there you go. Look at that.
Love a fast repair.
What a crew.
And away he goes.
What a crew.
That's the sort of pit crew I need. And Brian East, absolutely right. After all of it, the safest place to be is P1. Because he's quite comfortably just cruising along out in front of this race at the moment.
Yeah, don't mess with the pink 11 machine. He's survived this carnage there. But Brian, remember, mate, you have not gone down to pit road just yet, so we're not quite sure your fuel strategy or your tyre strategy is going to pay out a little bit later. But
I think I see his strategy here. I'm pretty sure I figured out Brian's strategy. Stay out in front while everyone behind crashes each other out. Get up a couple of laps, and he's all good.
And it's the second caution car, which is the reason why we're looking back at all that. It had to be, wasn't it? Because it was the... I don't know all the turn names, unfortunately, because usually I know turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, and turn 4 on oval. But it's the exit. That was the exit out of before you start the other oval section.
Look at Mitch Curry with the wave around, just going for it. He doesn't want to waste any time. He wants to get back on the back end of this and be back on the lead lap again.
He's jumped into an Infinity car. And let's see. Get him in a Ford F-150 truck out there. Which should be quicker out there? A Ford F-150 or the truck or obviously a GT3? Well, you know the answer to that one.
You got to wonder.
What about
keep an eye out. I know we've picked up on this before, but I just want to point it out again for anyone who's watching that hasn't had the opportunity to catch it while they're in racing. Under safety car, take a look at the ambulances and support cars off to the side, because they've all got their lights going as well, which I think is a nice touch. Yeah, it's a
fireworks.
Nice touch.
Somebody's been coding fireworks
and
you know, medical crew touches to iRacing of late. I think iRacing plays this Easter egg, so everybody pays attention. And a lot of this stuff drivers won't see because, of course, the drivers are focusing on that. And I don't know, let us know out there, drivers, because you might not have all this prettiness turned up in iRacing is very heavy on your CPU.
Have that
we're all aware of that one. Yeah, and frame rates are key when you're racing. So you turn a lot of this prettiness down, which is also great for the drivers and everybody else to watch the race when we have to crank it all up to try to make the aesthetics look nice, which they do when they are cranked up in iRacing. But once again, drops frame rates and so forth. And drivers, you need all that power behind you as you're focusing on the tarmac and the braking points. So there it is, mate. See all those little lights to draw and stuff like that? That just murders your CPU. That Jared, doesn't it?
Oh, look, let's not talk about the graphics engine that iRacing is still using. But anyway, we don't want to get kicked off the servers just yet, do we? The safety car continues. We're not showing one to green just yet because there's a whole lot of car parts and debris to be picked up off the track.
And by the way, anybody want to come and chat to us real quick? I mean, you can come into the Discord and chat. You're in the Discord already, so
there you go. The Ambo's lights going in the background there.
Give us a bit of a chin wagon because the boss man's sitting there and pointing at himself on the screen there, well, showing his misses, as mentioned there in the chat. There's your orange lights for one of the drivers in the cars that you were talking about earlier.
One of the Ferraris, yeah.
One of the Ferraris, yeah, you can't miss that. That's obviously a choice thing because we do have 4 Ferraris in this race. Joshua, Lee, Jackson, and James. But yeah, jump into the waiting room and we'll pull you in real quick. You got a lap here. You got a lap to go. Give us a chin wagon.
NASCAR Racing 4 in 2001 was the first time this graphics engine was used. That explains a bit, doesn't it?
Wow. Yeah, they are moving. I know they're working on it because it's been released in the latest update saying we're building the graphics. We're building the graphics.
I think I've seen that. I think hopefully they can use my update.
1490 card gets used, mate. Cost me $2,000. I want at least $3,000 actually.
You know,
I want it to at least be used in iRacing at some point.
I'm honestly not even bothered by the GPU and the graphics of this. If it could just do it without frying a single core of my CPU, that'd be nice.
Everybody knows it murders your single CPU core.
Yeah, it's not the GPU that's the problem at all.
No, that is kind of a good thing that you can run it on a older graphics card and not have to spend a couple $1,000 for a new card. That is a bit of an advantage, but you have to turn down a lot of the prettiness. You can't have all these rebounding lights and crowds are turned off usually for drivers and skies done low detail. But for us broadcasters, it's a bit of a nightmare.
It can be, yeah. Hey, back to the racing for just a second, but keeping the same super serious conversation going. I want to know what springs they've got in that pace truck because it's got less body roll than any of these GT3s. It's running the heavy duty springs clearly. Let's see if we can just maybe take a look from. Where's Brian?
iRacing need to do, and they're just a little too serious sometimes. So they need to do some sort of fun event.
There's Brian East up close.
And
not the way I was hoping to.
Actually, allow everybody in the chat just to ask questions about iRacing and ask questions about this and that, and now simple questions like that. Where's that pace truck? Got no springs and stuff. Just I don't know, anything. But just I think an iRacing should have some sort of fun day event where it's like, hey, we're going to run some craziness that you don't generally have in iRacing or whatever, and have different classes of cars and stuff, and then have everybody come in there and say, give us your feedback on iRacing. What do you want and things like that. It's a busy company. They have a lot of work and a small amount of staff, really, at the end of the day, for most companies to do that. But we all love it because it's proper sim racing, and that's what they're focused on. They're not focused on the prettiness. They're focused on whether or not your tire decoration's going to fall off and create a marble over here and do this and do that. That's where the core of iRacing is, and hey, that's why we love it.
Now, that said, lights out on the pace truck. We're about to go green. I've never noticed that you can actually see a fair bit of detail on the exhaust heat shield.
Yeah, exactly. And my camera's melting at the moment. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's your GoPro, not mine. I'm not too worried.
Yeah.
the lineup behind Brian East right now.
Yeah, Brian says so glad that the camera really can't see what gear it is. Show him the gear.
I mean, it sounded. No, we don't have the camera facing the right way, unfortunately. But it sounded like it was revving very low.
Cockpit cam. Surely you'll be able to see the gear. There it is.
There it is.
Oh, we got you, Brian. And you used your wipers too, mate. So you cleaned all those bugs off. All right, good job.
That is a solid 6th gear cruise.
Yeah.
So the pace car will be coming in here.
Yep.
Lights are out, so it's getting ready to head back to the pits. And we're going to go racing again. Drivers just trying to get a little bit of warmth in the tyres if they can.
Put your fold back chair up there, Brian. Sit back and relax and enjoy this roller coaster ride, mate. We're up 21 places from race 1. But your slightly slow racing car has not been in a slightly slow pit or a lane yet. So we'll see how that pans out for you later on, mate.
Waiting to go again.
Love the headlights of BMW, mate. In that they always look like it's a Jaguar or a Tiger or some sort of cat. Here we go.
They do. There goes the pace truck. What a sharp turn from the pace truck there.
Oh, it's good suspension, mate. It's on rails.
That it does. We are green once again. We get back underway. And he is hoping a bit of clean racing to the end here, hey gents? Wouldn't that be nice?
Stack them, re-rack them, and don't you jinx it too. So just say something, something's going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. Ignore Jared's clean
just
racing
ignore me.
request.
Ignore me entirely. Absolutely. Who's that?
Oh, there's Lee Caladas has spun before this leader pack. That's what you saw on your left-hand side of the pictures there.
Caladas decides to try and take the shortcut.
Yeah.
That's landed him well down the field. Keep an eye on Jackson Starrett here.
Joshua just got past Cameron White as well too. That's a battle currently you see in the pictures.
Door to door, bang! They make contact. Van Treek barely keeping it on the tarmac. So Cameron White's got to keep a bit of an eye on his rearview now, I'm sure. Jackson Starrett meanwhile pulling ahead of Dan Merker, Reese Wakefield as well. So here we go. Brian East, meanwhile, sticking with his plan, staying out in front.
He says it out in the chat, mate. Maximum fuel saving. How are you going to be doing that leading the race with a pack of cars behind you?
Well, not now, but under the safety car.
Oh,
so he's done everything he can to
that's
keep those
true,
fuel
actually.
levels up.
Yeah, good on you, Brian.
He's not a newbie when it comes to
He's
racing.
got to hold off Cameron White right now, mate. Cameron White is on his tailpipe going up the outside fence here.
Side draft going on, perhaps.
Yeah, well, you can get a little bit of emotion. Sure, these cars aren't designed for side drafting, but they can do it.
Oh,
he lifted
right back.
Yeah,
he's just lost the speed through the turn. So Joshua Van Treek goes through, and now he's big contact into the rear end of Brian East. Thankfully, no damage done, really.
That's one wide BMW out there. Says Jeremy, who's running currently at the moment in P4. He's on the tailpipe there off Cameron White. Joshua is up in the P2 for the Ferrari. Brian still in the lead for the pink machine. Getting the job done. Fuel saving, coasting, no problems. Got a cappuccino on his hand now. And listening to some token.
Just enjoying it, right? Just enjoying it.
Some Beethoven, actually.
I will note, like a classic BMW driver, I haven't seen Brian East indicate for a single one of these corners yet. Not a single one,
you're lucky
mate.
it's not Australia, mate. Those cameras will pick you up there and you get a fine in the mail.
So the pace line is staying pretty consistent behind Brian East here. Everyone just maybe settling in to keep it clean for the rest of this race. We can only hope.
Well, we know it's green. We gotta keep it clean. And at the moment, we see a little bit of green in Joshua's car there at the moment for the Ferrari. And he's got Cameron White for company, Jeremy Washington a little bit further down the road. Scott Stevens, Liam Jensen, Jackson Starrett, who was leading this race for a little bit back at P7, and there's a challenge at the moment as it looks like, well, we should show that on television. This is a PG stream.
That it is.
So you put it at the back of the car.
This is the view back from Brian East's car. As Van Treek looks to go around the outside.
Brian East is like, don't show my double diffuser. Oh!
Bit of a touch there.
Contact.
The dive from Jeremy Washington takes him through, picks up 1, maybe 2 spots. The headlights have been knocked out on Van Treek as well.
That's a health and safety violation right now for racing. He's dropped back at the moment, old Joshy, and he's going to be big pressure there. And once again, we're looking at Brian East's secrets to his slightly slow racing BMW. It's, we're not supposed to show that on television, so I do apologise for that, but he's giving away all the trade secrets to his racing machine.
Not much to be seen there. A little bit of carbon fibre. We all know the BMW's got that on board.
Hey, that's the coolest camera I've ever seen, exactly. Well, Jeremy Washington in P2, challenging for the lead. How long did it take Jeremy Washington to get up there? Unbelievable.
And here he comes. Does Brian East have the pace? Washington right on the rear bumper.
He's got the cameras, mate. He just needs the pace right now on the Corvette.
That he does. That he does. Cameron White's had an incident. What's happened here? Keep an eye on Cameron White.
Oh,
there he is. Yep. Goes around.
And he's going to be facing just off the racing line. Thankfully, I think didn't have contact with the drive. Jeremy Washington putting pressure on Brian East right now. They should be almost side by side. There we go. He's going to get the run here. But you know what happens when Jeremy Washington gets that Corvette in front? He just digs down on the power there. But look at this, fantastic. Another GoPro camera that I've slapped on.
This one's just for you, Jackson Starrett. There's a view forward from Jeremy Washington's car towards Brian East. And I don't mind taking in the very special message that's always on the back of Brian East's car. You have to look closely, but I'm sure Jeremy Washington's going to get us close enough for this. Give it a moment.
All right.
We're going to stick with this until we see it.
And it says... All right, you're close enough. There we go. I like this. Oh.
There it is. DJ sucks.
Jeremy, you should hold there for a second to where we read it. Jeremy on the outside. Oh, whoa, more than this on Scott Stevens.
Stevens on the inside.
We weren't even looking at Scotty.
He makes the move.
He comes in. He's got them both. Maybe 2-for-1 special on the Scott Stevens sale.
Does he shut the door quickly enough on Brian East? So he does. Just barely. Just barely.
Wow.
I tell you what, that first couple of corners, we've seen that a few times now. It just, you get dives happening from so far back, and they stick.
Scott Stevens, but he lit the stamp, and he absolutely did mail it. Express.
Now almost a second out in front of Brian East. Jeremy Washington. He would have gone for the lead there, but was too busy trying to read the message on the back of the BMW. That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. We appreciate it.
You got to read it again now, Jeremy, because it's round 2 of that
Scott Stevens reading. Pulling away out in front.
Jeremy says, I've already read it, mate. Okay.
Seen it. Underway.
Brian's solid. Brian is solid. Brian, if you get yourself a podium here, mate, you'll be my driver of the day, because he's up 20, remember, from the original heat race.
Oh, huge moves.
He's battling that with championship leader here, Jeremy Washington, and in the mix there, Scott Stevens and Liam Jensen, Justice Starrett. He's been everywhere, mate. And he's a peak machine. He's got some pace.
He does. We'll take a look. You know what, we're sticking with this because Jeremy Washington making a move. Jackson Starrett behind with the new fastest lap.
Jeremy likes the outside, doesn't he? Into turn 1
really
there.
Does.
But, he has to lift off a little bit, but he bounced that challenge there. Fills your mirrors full of
have a look at Jensen and Starrett. They've gone deep under brakes and so close to contact. All of a sudden, Brian East has gone from Washington to worry about to a Corvette, a McLaren, and 2 Porsches. Washington, Jensen, Starrett, and Wakefield now all glued to the back of Brian East. You better hope that BMW's got an extra gear than 6th, mate, because you're going to need it. Big dive up the inside. Jensen tries to send it.
Look how wide the BM is. You called it it there, didn't you, Jeremy? It's as wide as you possibly can get. He's using as much. He's just racing his own racing lines. Like, oh, you got to pass me. You got to find a way past me. Jeremy's doing everything, throwing the kitchen sink at Brian East. Brian East is just holding on here. Meanwhile, the only problem with all this is that Scott Stevens is 2.4 seconds up the road. Yeah.
How's the train, though? On the angle. Washington looking up the inside. He's got him. He's got him here. He's going to go through. Can he make it stick?
Oh, he did it perfectly. That nailed it. That chicane, mate. Straight line through. Easy in, easy out. And look at that. Half a second gained just in one corner. So Washington's on a mission, mate. He says, Scott Stevens, you're next.
Yep. I'm just going to catch up to him now. Brian East, meanwhile, continues to cling to third position. But Liam Jensen wants to go as well. Oh, here we go.
Okay, recart zone even. Crossing the double lines, my friend, you can get a fine. Using the track limits.
What track limits are there for? To be abused? Oh, a big slide. That's Jensen around. Liam Jensen's around.
Oh, don't go back up on the teammate out.
The contact.
No, it's not. He's backing up. Just trying to get off the
One of the
racing
ADHD
line.
boys. That's
back in.
James Bunker making his way across the grass to avoid it. And somehow Hayden Whittle jumps up the middle of all of that as well. So
now, so many drivers that are tuning in, like Jeremy and Brian, and you probably didn't even know that occurred behind you. And that's the beauty.
Let's take a look. This is Dan Mirko.
Yeah. He couldn't do anything either, mate. He couldn't.
No.
His teammate hit him by accident.
Mitch Curry goes off track to avoid it all.
3 of the JT cars there as well, mate. So, well,
that's Dan Mirko. That car is not looking healthy.
Come on, Brian, you've got to get yourself a nice podium for us,
Liam Jensen, that front left, sparks flying from it. Oh. That's one good thing about night racing. You get pictures like that. You don't get to see that during the daytime races, do you?
And you got that turned up on your graphics as well too, which is fantastic. This is like your it's not Formula One, mate. But I'm not sure you're under the floorboard would be scrutineered to specs.
Yeah, look, it's questionable to say the least. Reese Wakefield's had an incident as well. Doesn't look like he made. Oh, I take that back. What's happened to Reese Wakefield? We've been busy checking out the sparks. Been challenging Brian East. He wants to come through as well. Has he overcooked it, or has there been a bit of contact here?
On the inside is hard, yeah.
Oh, that's tricky.
We've seen that before.
That's tricky.
The inside apron, you'll lose that speed going in, and then you'll just momentum will roll the rear end of the car around, and he has to sit there patiently and punishingly wait for those drivers to go through.
Out, yeah.
So everybody's challenged Brian East there. The only successful challengers that have actually got past him is Jeremy Washington and Scott Stevens. And Scott Stevens did that way earlier. He's 3 seconds up the road. Can Mr. Washington hunt him down? That's going to be the key, isn't it, Mr. Washington? Can you hunt him down? That's one for you.
Oh, big question. Big question.
It's making you want to race? Well, sign up, my friend.
Get into it, Fayed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's why we wanted the boss man to come in a bit of a chat and what's happening for the new MC Motorsport racing season in 2025 as well. So if you want to be a part of this fantastic action with these fantastic gladiators. And
got a few things on the way. GT3s, sorry. We're watching GT3s now as we see Jackson Starrett looking to make the move on Brian East. He's going to get him here.
Yeah, so as he gets
we've got the Gen 3 supercars coming up here with MC Motorsport. We've got the mini stocks happening on Thursday nights. You've got the 86 Toyota 86 series making a return in the not too distant future as well, I believe. We've got a bit of pro truck action up our sleeve as well. There's plenty of racing to come to suit all tastes. So get amongst it. Jump into the Discord linked down below.
Do they have a
be out on track.
And this is the Skyline GTR 32s, 33s, and Godzilla's race. I'd be riding that one.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? It'd be
one
nice.
of them parked in the garage back in the day.
It's the only way I'll afford one these days. So Brian East hanging on to P4 now, while Ryan Palmer looks for a way past. As the cars rattle the camera on its hinges.
Yeah, you'll pay for that.
Yeah, I know. That's fine.
So, we're guessing maybe 10 minutes to go on this one now, mate. So,
Maybe.
This could be interesting. With Scotty in the lead there by a chunk of change, 3.3 on the dial there over Jeremy. Jeremy is not calling him as quickly as what I thought he would. In fact, Jeremy is actually slower on that last lap as well too. So Scotty's looking good here for a race victory on our fantastic race 5 here at Daytona. Let's go again, and let's go again. We can do an echo. Daytona. Oop, miss that off. Outside exit on that one.
Jeremy Washington just noting there's something wrong with his car here. The gap appears to be going up to Scott Stevens, not coming down. And Stevens opening it up and letting that Porsche sing. But here we go. Ryan Palmer was challenging Brian East. He's dropped away a little bit. Now he's got to deal with Luke Ewing, Mitch Curry and Nathan Bowman all on his tail. Pack of 4 now. MC Motorsport dropping into the chat. We've got Pro Trucks, the Nürburgring Endurance Series, World Endurance Championship, and Gen 3 Supercars all on the horizon. So plenty going on with the Pro Trucks on the road.
More Fords
and
to blow up. And excellent. Don't need that one. Mitch Curry, of course, he's running in P6 at the moment, but he's got a gaggle of cars. He's got to get past Ryan Palmer. This is where the action that you can't really see in your pictures is that destroys Jared's GoPro camera. Side by side! Oh, who's got to lift and pay off because he's got to get a good exit speed out of
just
here,
barely. Bit of contact down there with Luke Ewing and Nathan Bowman.
Oh, argy-bargy, mate. Yep.
Oh!
Somebody's going to be going around here. Look at that. Man,
we're going to keep a close eye on this because they are touching on the way through. Oh, there it is. There it is.
It. It was going to happen. It was going to happen. They're looking for where Grandma hides the cookie jar from Grandma, and unfortunately, it is into the fence of these two drivers. That's door banging.
That's
right
the finish.
There,
that's for the finish.
It is. It was.
We missed the white flag on the previous lap, so they were going hard at it. But Luke Ewing has copped all of it on that one. Oh.
I wish that was, I wish that was actually racing, isn't it, on the lap? But of course, that would just caught us off guard because we didn't have the timer specifically on that one. But wow, I mean, the timer, that was fun. Scotty,
what a finish! Huge contact there for Luke Ewing and Nathan Bowman. Bowman coming out better off in the scheme of things, but geez, not much in it. All said and done, a fantastic finish. For Scott Stevens out in front and taking the win in race number 2. 2.7 seconds back to Jeremy Washington. Jackson Starrett takes 3rd. Ryan Palmer has made the move, taken 4th, and Brian East finds himself in 5th. A fantastic result for Slightly Slow Racing tonight. Mitch Curry in 6th for MC Motorsport, followed by James Bunker and Rory Collins. Then Jackson Austin. Nathan Bowman salvages a 10th place for the electrical and solar race on Oz after that late incident with Luke Ewing. Then, of course, Cameron White and Hayden Whittle behind them. Dean Powell, Lee Caldulis further back. Reese Wakefield and Joshua Van Treek. Then Liam Jensen and Luke Ewing, unfortunately, finding himself well back as a result. Apparently we need a rewind for Scott's finish. We'll see what we can do with that. Let's see if we can.
Yeah, we could
get that here.
Zoom all that one back because Scotty got the job done. Jeremy was trying to hunt him down towards the end there, but Jeremy didn't have enough gas tank, and Scotty got the job done. Look at it, celebration, happy man. Daytona's yours.
Absolutely, Brian East driver of the day, no question about that one. Let's see if we can go just a little further back and see if we can get a better view of Scott Stevens' finish. Let's hide this away. Look how far out in front he was.
Yeah, and that's who gets the championship leader as well too. So that's pace. There's Barney getting ready for that checkered flag.
Just getting ready for it. Just standing and waiting.
Come on, Barnstar.
Out of the bus stop.
He was fourth going to this championship. Reese will not finish in a good result to get some crucial points that will heat up the championship as we will get closer and closer, of course, to the end of the season.
That we will, and our apologies, folks, as we... I mean, what a time. I'm glad. I am glad that we didn't see a collapse of our coverage at a crucial moment just a few minutes earlier. As it stands, we managed to salvage seeing the finish, and we are back up and running. So again, your winner tonight. And there it is, coming around the checkered flag.
Double S.
Good time to get back to it. Yeah. Absolutely, Scott Stevens taking the win tonight.
The
huge finish over Jeremy
machine.
Washington. And then, of course, Jackson Starrett taking out the third as well. Just what a race tonight. That was just manic at times. Absolutely manic. So good to see that in the end, not quite as many drivers as could have been that could have fallen victim to all of the incidents tonight. But certainly a whole heap of issues and some racing discussions to be had, I'm sure. The stewards are going to have fun with that one. But that is it for tonight. These guys are done, dusted, and ready to go for next week's race. Monday night. It's Enduro time, and it's my favourite track. We're heading to the Nürburgring.
Oh,
to the Nürburgring.
Not Notch Life. You're not going off to the side track and going for about 100, 200 turns. You're just going to stick to the Nuremberg.
Nuremberg. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
We've got some requests in the chat for Daytona instead of Nürburgring. No, that is not what's happening. We are doing Nürburgring, and I cannot wait for it. The 24-hour layout is what we're hitting. So it'll be plenty to keep our drivers amused for a couple of hours. And I don't know about you, Biggles, but I'm rather looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be a proper enduro race too. So no.
It will. 2 hours.
Sprints. Yeah,
exactly.
Go to the end. Crucially, of course, there's going to be pit stops, time management, and overtaking opportunities will be less because in an endurance race it's like that. But it's more about keeping it out of the fence more than anything, isn't it?
Always is in enduros. It's not about how quick you actually are. It all comes down to whether you can keep the car in one piece for that length of time. 2 hours doesn't seem like a long time compared to some of the race formats out there, but it's an unusual race length, right? Because you are as we see. Hang on, I've got to go down and catch this. Someone is on the front straight doing some donuts, and I've got to try and figure out who it is.
That's a penalty.
Who's still out there? It's Scotty Stevens? There he is.
Yeah, he's celebrating, mate. Come on, he's getting the champagne now, the bubbly stuff. He's foaming at the mouth for a race victory, and he certainly got one.
Fantastic race and a well-earned win. Yeah, customary skids over the Daytona signage. It's the way to go. I think it's only fair, and we're gonna muck with our replay here a little bit, but let's take it back because I don't want to miss any of this. I saw the lights start spinning from the blimp, and I thought, no, we've got to go and get that. That has to happen. Do it for Dale. Love it.
There it is.
Scott
He's going to mess up the Daytona grass. In style, exactly.
You know, the really impressive thing here is that he wasn't actually even trying to do this. This is just what Porsches do. He's just trying to drive it back to the pits, and this is what Porsches do.
Just don't blow up like Fords. But yeah, I totally agree with you on that one, mate.
Mate, you want a slow-mo, Mitch? You can have a slow-mo, and what's more, we can give you a nice tight angle on it as well.
Look at that. Now, you don't get that in live pitches all the time, but you're going to get it in a live broadcast on a race that occurred recently. But everybody's been absolutely champions out there tuning in to enjoy this one and tuning in to enjoy themselves. Certainly yourself there, Scotty, being that race win. Don't almost hit the braking marker there, but
just Porsche's doing Porsche things.
51.
That's all it is.
Job done.
Flicking that debris up onto the track.
And he sent it to Santa Claus early and said, I want a race win in Daytona. Santa says, granted.
Done and done. It is, honestly, good call as well, Mitch. Like, this livery is absolutely stellar. It's so well put together. I don't know who's done that up for him. You might have to give him a bit of a shout out, because that's a bloody good looking car. Very, very serious looking livery, and something I wouldn't mind replicating at some point, that's for sure. It's stunning.
Trademark 51 machine to Scotty Stevens.
It is.
Yeah, exactly.
Is.
Big shout out to the painter of that vehicle as he does his burnouts.
He's trying so desperately just to get the car back to the pits. Porsches are a pain. With that, folks, we're going to leave you to it. We believe that that's designed by Scott himself. Might have some work coming his way, I reckon. Might have some work coming his way if he keeps that up. Can he actually get it to light up here on the start-finish line? There's the question. Or is it just a great opportunity for a photo?
It's a photo, mate. Right in front of the Daytona. It says, Daytona is yours, Scotty. It's yours. Reach out and grab it.
Go. Bit of a use of the wall to get the to overcome the traction control, but we'll take it. We'll allow it. Absolutely. That is a stunning livery, Scott Stevens, and yeah, mate, if you weren't so quick on track, I'd tell you there's a career in it for you, but I think you're probably better behind the wheel, for sure. All right, Biggles, it's time for us to call it a night. We've got to get ourselves ready for the next round on Monday night. We're heading to the Nürburgring. I can't wait. I love enduros. I love the Nürburgring. It's my two favourite things coming together. So I will see you on Monday night for that one, my friend, as always, hey?
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Looking forward to it. Monday night. Let's go.
Absolutely brilliant. Good stuff. And as always, from all of us here at Simple Racing Broadcasts, a very big thank you to everyone for tuning in. The MC Motorsport GT3 Championship stays alive, and we'll be looking forward to bringing you the next round very, very soon. Come back and join us again. If you're not already, make sure you do subscribe just down below. And hit the bell icon on our Nürburgring live stream, already listed and ready to go live for next week. And keep an eye out as we get a few more listings up on the page over the next couple of days as well for the remaining rounds of this championship. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you all along with us for this delayed broadcast here at Daytona. And we will leave you in style as Scotty Stevens takes us out to the smell of burning rubber. Until next time, take care. We will see you all again very soon. Bye-bye for now.